Alright everybody, welcome. Today we are going to be making some popcorn. We're going to be making popcorn in the microwave today, but not from a bag. So we have our wonderful handy direction sheet right here with our recipe and everything on it. So as you can tell, we have everything already. We already have the 1/4 cup, we have the butter, we have our knife to cut the butter, we have our big bowl and the popcorn, and our salt. So that's really all the ingredients we need. So if we go through, it says pour 1/4 cup of popcorn kernels into our large bowl. We are going to open our kernels up. Try not to make as much as a mess. All right. So I'll put that right in there. And then on top of that, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter. So butter is nice and helpful because it actually has it right there how many tablespoons you need. So we will go right to the 2. And we are going to cut that off. Okay. So we are going to have that on the side ready to go. Next thing that we're actually going to do with our popcorn, we're going to put it in the microwave, and we're going to use a plate to cover it. So we have a plate to kind of cover it, and we're going to microwave that for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And the thing with popcorn is, even though it's on there for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, once you hear it kind of stop popping, you're going to want to remove it, or else it will burn, because it burns pretty quickly. Right. And as you can see, we already have our salt ready to go as soon as it's, or our butter ready to go as soon as it's done. It's slowly popping. And the reason you want to make sure the bowl's covered is because if you do cook popcorn this way, if it's not covered, all those kernels popcorn are going to go all over your microwave. Smells good. So this microwave works a little bit faster than most. So you can hear it's kind of slowly stop popping now. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Voila. So be careful when you take it out because it is going to be pretty hot. And you have a bowl of popcorn. And then the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of butter. I love butter. So I'm actually going to just kind of put that on top and then kind of put it in another bowl so it melts a little bit faster. And again, be careful, the bowl's a little hot. There we go. And then you can add your salt and everything like that, and you're good to go. All right, everybody, so today we are going to be making some popcorn. So we are going to be cooking on the stove, and this is better because if you have a larger group of people, you can cook a little bit more. It does take a little bit longer than if you were microwaving it, but it's definitely worth it. And again, you can feed a lot more people. So the first thing that you're wanting to do is you're going to want to measure out 2 tablespoons. So lay your tablespoon out. I'm going to get 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to put that into the pan. And then we are going to use 3 or 4 kernels as kind of our test to make sure that the oil gets hot, but not too hot, for when we add in the rest of our half a cup of kernels. So we're going to want to put a lid on that. And we're going to want to turn that up to about medium or so. And we're just going to want to spread it across the bottom. And then we will wait for a couple of those kernels to pop. While we are waiting is when we will measure out and get ready to add in our half a cup of kernels. So right now you can hear the oil, and I like to swish it around the pot to make sure that you get oil all around. Alright, you can hear we just had 2 of those kernels pop. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the stove to make sure our oil doesn't get too hot, and we are going to add in the rest of our kernels. So, after we're going to swish it around, we're going to let it sit there for 1 minute. So when that hits 10:36, we'll go ahead and put it back on the hot burner and turn on the stove again. So the reason you want to let it sit is you want to let that oil come back down a little bit in temperature just so it doesn't get too hot, kind of splatter all over the place. Alrighty, about a minute. So we will go ahead and put it on the stove and turn the stove to around medium. And while you're cooking it, you just want to shake it around, just making sure those kernels are spread evenly throughout. It also can help you stop it from burning. Sometimes if you just let it sit there, some of those kernels might get a little burnt. That's how you end up some burnt popcorn. So, which never tastes as good as, non-burnt popcorn. Start having some more pop right now. Really cool thing is once it really gets going, it's kind of fun to cook. And while it's really popping, you also just want to empty the lid a little bit to let out some of that steam. Open it up a little bit too much. It popped out. That's alright. the popcorn is almost done when you can count to what I call the 2-second rule. So 1 Mississippi, nope, not quite. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and we know that it is done. And voila, you have some popcorn. Once you get the air out, and you can turn off your stove, and you have your finished product will look like this. You can add some salt to your taste. That is how you get some popcorn. All right. And I have noticed that I forgot to melt the butter. So I'm going to put my butter in the microwave in a bowl just for about 15 seconds or so. And then another tip with popping popcorn is you have a 2-second rule. So when you hear the kernel stop popping, 2 seconds. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, that means that it is going to be done. All right. Now that our butter is melted, it's a lot better. We're going to go ahead and put that on our popcorn. And there we go. Check for a gun.